It has been widely rumoured that Red Bull do not want to become a customer team in F1 by buying engines from one of the existing engine suppliers. The only viable alternative being suggested is for Red Bull to take over Honda's F1 operations and build their own engines that way. Koji Watanabe, Chief Director of Brand Communications of Honda, has now revealed their stance on this to Autosport Web. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, Honda F1 will consider Red Bull takeover. Watanabe began by reiterating their reasons for announcing their decision so early. We had already indicated to Red Bull that we are looking at ending our association with F1. If we were to stop the program, they will have to look for a new engine, so that is why we announced it so early on. He then made it clear that it wasn't because they felt F1 wasn't good enough. We have decided that we want to go in a more sustainable direction and that we will stop in Formula 1. That does not mean that we are not interested in F1 or that we think F1 is not good enough. He then revealed whether Red Bull have spoken to them about taking over their engine F1 operations after their exit. At the moment, I haven't heard from Marco, but we've heard that they're considering that option. He signed off by revealing their stance on whether this is something they would consider, while stating that they are not looking to sell the Honda factory. We have a good relationship with Red Bull, and we want to work with them to make it easier for them to operate. If we receive a request from Red Bull, we will consider it, but at the moment we are not considering anything. Fast feed! Alfa Romeo's race engineer Julian Simon Chaltem has explained that there are no grey areas with their driver Kimi Räikkönen. As a result, he feels Kimi knows exactly what he needs and what he wants to do, because of which he could be a very good race engineer. Williams' George Russell is really excited for Portimao as it's a spectacular circuit, very undulating, a lot of blind corners, which is great and adds a lot of character. He is, however, surprised they won't be using the alternative hairpin in Turn 1, because for racing it would be better having a slower speed corner at the end of a long straight. Sidelined F1 driver Nico Hülkenberg feels that this weekend has helped and put his name back on the map. He also added that Red Bull is the most attractive option, it is the most competitive car, and feels that on his best days he can get close to Red Bull's Max Verstappen. He also agrees that Max is an absolute killer when it comes to speed, if not the fastest. It's a huge task to have him as a teammate, which is why he would like to measure up to him. Former F1 driver turned analyst Jolyon Palmer feels that Renault's Daniel Ricciardo has been brilliant in 2020 and is making Ocon look quite average, as he simply isn't stacking up well against Ricciardo. He also pointed out that taking an average of qualifying performance over the races since the Spanish Grand Prix back in mid-August, the Renault is the third fastest car on the grid behind only Mercedes and Red Bull. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko can see opportunities for second place for Max Verstappen as the difference with Valtteri Bottas is currently 14 points, so it's not impossible. He also added that Honda have promised to provide an update. This should bring them closer to Mercedes in many areas, including the engine. AlphaTauri's Pierre Gasly really enjoys working with the Japanese. They are so passionate, they always give everything, no matter what the circumstances. Defending world champion Lewis Hamilton has stated that having now been in the sport this long, years ago when they talked about Michael turning Ferrari around, the fact is it is not one individual. He further explained that he has not turned Mercedes around. Michael did not turn Ferrari around. It wasn't just him. There's so many people around in the background. He reiterated that the driver's job is to be kind of a rudder. You've got this huge powerful force behind you with such intelligence. And that their job is to point them in the right direction to move forward and continue to elevate and hopefully inspire the guys you work with. And Helmut Marko has lamented that they haven't had to buy ready-made stars before, but accepts that at the moment, however, no one is ready for the step up to F1. Will Red Bull sign somebody from outside of their program for next year? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.